Hey you guys, welcome back to another video. If you're new, welcome. I am Kimberly. I am a homeschooling mom of 3. And in this video, we are going to be talking about simplifying your homeschool and how you can just let go of the pressure of doing so much. So I don't know if you know this, but you cannot teach your children everything that they need to know in life. I just want that to sink in for a minute. It is impossible for us to be able to teach everything that our children need to know before they leave their home or leave our home. We only have 18 years with them, and the majority of their learning needs to be done once they leave our house. I have met so many homeschool moms, some that are just dear friends to me, others that I've just met at meetups in my local area, and they just feel such a tremendous sense of pressure to be able to teach their kids reading, writing, math, science, memorization, Latin, poetry, art study, music study, make sure the field trips are in there, and the sports and all the things, right? It's totally unrealistic. I know we want the best for our kids. We want to provide as much as we can for them, but ultimately that is totally unrealistic. So you just need to take a deep breath, and I just really encourage you to pray. I'm a spiritual person, and it's been my prayer for years to ask the Lord to tell me exactly what it is that my children need to know right now. And I just want you to think for a minute. We can't teach our children everything they need to know, but what do they really need to learn in order to be lifelong learners and capable to educate themselves? So, in my opinion, all you need to do is teach your child how to read and read well and comprehend what it is that they're reading. And then next, you need to teach them how to write and how to communicate. So you need to be able to write down on a piece of paper, type it out, and be able to communicate what it is that you want to get across. And then math. So, the bare bones, reading, writing, and math, right? The 3 R's. And with math, definitely they have to know basic math, right? Adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing, and they have to understand when to use that math in their life. So think about yourself. And I'm just thinking about myself here for a hot second. I am on this crazy nutrition lifestyle and learning what proper nutrition is. And I've been reading like crazy. I've been researching, right? We need to teach our children reading, how to research on a computer since we live in the digital age, right? In pursuing the things of their interest. Anything that you're interested in, you're going to absorb, you're going to learn. And then I need to know how to communicate and write what it is that I learned so I can share it with others and I can comprehend what it is that I just read. And then, of course, with math, you just need math. The whole world is made up of math. I personally only know basic math, adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing, and next to no algebra that I personally never use. But if I needed more math because I chose a career path that required maybe trigonometry or whatever else, I would then know how to seek out that education and then take it all in. So as a mom, we love our children so much. We're choosing to home educate them for a million different reasons, but ultimately we want them to be educated. We want them to be lifelong learners. And if you have to really break it down, reading, writing, and math is really all it comes down to. I personally think teaching your child about God and faith and things like that, it's even higher. But if we need to just let the pressure go, we need to simplify our homeschool. If all you can even fathom focusing on, reading, writing, and math, are the skill set that we all need as humans to continue on as being able to learn and function, absorb. But reading, writing, and math is the bare bones of what any person needs to know in order to just continue on being a lifelong learner. You also can't force anyone to learn anything that they don't want to know. Think about when you were in school. You took in information just to dump it out once there was a test. I'm sure there's very little that you actually remember from when you went to school that is applicable to what you are doing today. So a 5-year-old that doesn't want to learn how to read doesn't see the relevance of that skill, that knowledge yet. But eventually they're going to need that skill and knowledge. And once they're ready to take it in, the sky's the limit, right? They're going to be much easier to teach. And they're going to see the purpose of that skill and want to learn it. The same thing applies to math. Any person or child that doesn't want to learn a certain math concept doesn't understand why it is relevant in their life today. I personally have no desire to relearn, because honestly, I don't remember any of it. Algebra, when I was a freshman in high school, I had a really, really hard time with algebra. I didn't see the relevance in my life, and it was just like this big block. And I did terrible, absolutely terrible in that class. Even with tutoring and everything else, some things are more difficult than others for some people to learn and comprehend. But I didn't even see the relevance in algebra in my everyday life. And to be honest, I don't use algebra at all. And some people use it all the time, and that's awesome. But also just another way to simplify your feelings, to just know that God will allow you to teach your children the skills that they need to succeed in life when they are ready. It's all about faith. It's all about having trust. And it will come. Another way to really simplify your homeschool and to take the pressure off of you as the educator is to not be afraid to use outside resources. There are so many online classes like outschool.com, like Brave Writer has writing classes. They can learn things through YouTube. There's Khan Academy, which is completely, khanacademy.com, totally free. From 2nd grade all the way to 12th grade. I have listened to podcasts of several mothers that just use the math on Khan Academy, and they don't even purchase a math curriculum every year and save tons of money. Use our amazing digital age that we are in to help your child. Homeschooling co-ops is another awesome resource. I use a homeschool co-op so I can just take so much off of my plate, and it's been nothing but a blessing. Don't forget about library classes. I mean, if you have a children's museum in your area, they usually have classes for younger kids. I mean, honestly, for every budget, there is resources, whether it's free online or in person, to really just help you as the mother streamline and simplify what it is that you are doing in and out of your home. Some other little tips that I can offer to help simplifying your homeschool has to do with how your day and your home is running. So the first thing I could think of was expectations. Do your children know exactly, with your clear communication, what is expected of them in any given typical homeschool day. Every household has some type of rhythm or schedule that they go by, and do your kids know for each and every one of them what their clear expectations are? So in my home, the way I let my children know what my expectations are is typically, sometimes I do it the night before if we're going to have a really busy day, the following day, but usually it's during table time. So during table time, we typically always starts at 8 a.m. Before we get going, I just let the kids know, hey, this is what is on our schedule today. We are going to do table time. We have chores. We're not going to whine about it, right? Then we have to go to grandma's house and to the store. We're going to do computer school today and not like our regular books. And then there's gymnastics at the end of the day, right? So I literally lay out everything that needs to be done in that day. They know the expectations of that and how they need to behave in order to get it done. And as long as I'm very clear about what is happening in our day and why we're doing what we're doing, our days typically always run very, very smooth. A second tip that I wrote down is don't overload your day with too much school. So figure out your schedule, whether that is looping it, blocking it, doing a minimal viable day. Yeah, buddy. It's okay. Go ahead. You go outside. So not overloading your day with too much school. So make sure that you get your schedule down. So there literally isn't 5 or 6, 7, 8, whatever subjects that you have to get done in a day, that you are prioritizing your most valuable skills. So for me, I do a minimal viable day, and I want to prioritize the most important things. So for me, the most important things that I prioritize is in our table time, that is our faith, that is our devotionals, learning about God, handwriting. We do a little bit of memorization, and we do some read aloud time. So that's the things we do first thing in the morning. And then we always do math, and we always do LA. So LA is language arts, if you don't know what language arts is, or have never heard of LA. So that's my minimal viable day. That is what I put on my plate, and that my kids know with expectation what we are doing. And that's it. The rest of the day is free for them to explore, do things that are of interest to them, clean, cook, go outside and play, work on a handicraft, whatever. And that is education too. I think a lot of, homeschool parents, we're stuck in the public school or private school mindset because that's all that we know. And so we think we have to get all these subjects in, and then all these playing outside and doing an activity, or having free time, reading, but whatever, that we're not placing educational value on those things. And honestly, I think those things are way more important than these formal academics. And then my co-op takes care of everything else for me. It takes care of my science. It takes care of all sorts of other really fun classes. And that just takes so much burden off of me and simplifies my homeschool when I'm able to share in a community setting with other like-minded families to help educate my kids. And it's only brought a richness by using a co-op, or if you want to use online classes or whatever works for your family. It really is relieving to my mind and to my soul, but also knowing that I'm trusting in God and He will provide what my children need. And the last little tidbit, I guess, that I could offer you to help simplify your homeschool is organizing your resources and curriculum. It doesn't have to be brain science. Just keep your stuff organized, whether that's in bins or on shelves or whatever. Keep all of your curriculum together that you're currently using, like not mixed in with a bunch of stuff you're not using anymore. Make things really accessible. You can grab it and get to it easily, and everything stays as organized as possible. This is how I organize my curriculum. I have these wooden bin boxes that I got at Home Goods, and I have 3 children, so it works out great. Our math and language arts that we do one-on-one every day with me. Each child has their own box. Everything is stored in that box. And then for our table time, I have my basket, and some things are a little overflowing, but that's everything that we are using all the time for our morning table time. And it's just organized. I can quick and grab it, and there isn't just extra things that I have to sift through. It's just there. It is ready to go. So I hope you found this video of value. Don't stress yourself out. God will provide to try to streamline your process. I hope you found some of these tips helpful, and know that you do not have to do absolutely everything. If you have any stress and you want to tell me about it, please comment below. I'm here to help and support you in whatever you need on your homeschool journey. I hope you have a beautiful day, and we will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.